Hey, me again here. I wanted to talk a little bit more about the fur prices today versus years ago. And yesterday I talked a little bit about back in the late 70s, early 80s from that fur, fish, and game article I read. And I went back into the history books a little bit and tried to figure out the price of beaver compared to back in, like, say, the 17 and 1800s. Back in the 17 and 1800s, beaver was quite popular. They used the underfur for the felt making process for the beaver hats over in Europe. And this is coming from the North Dakota State Historical Society's website. They have an ND studies section, and they talk a little bit about the fur trade and beaver and stuff like that back in those days. And they said from 17 to 1800, the value of a beaver pelt rose 300%. And they said using today's dollar, now this report could have been 10 years ago, could have been 15 years ago, could have been 5 years ago, but relatively current. And they said that using today's dollar, back in 1700, that beaver pelt was worth $31. And in 1800, using today's current dollar value, that beaver pelt was worth $94.90, something like that. That's a lot of money back in 1800. And that's why everybody was trapping and nearly trapped the beaver out back in those days. And if it wasn't for the silk kind of replaced the beaver hat. If you do a little research on that, silk got to be a fashion statement, and that kind of saved the beaver. Because if you read a little bit of the history behind beaver trapping, is that the beaver were just about trapped out in certain areas of this country just because of the demand of the European fur trade, because it dates back into like the 15 and 1600s even for beaver. So just thought I'd add a little bit more on that today. Out here in the trap line again, setting a few new snares in a couple spots I found yesterday when I was out checking my other ones. So hoping to get some late season coyotes here, help out the deer and the pheasant population. So have a good day. Talk to you later.